We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to everyone. We bring the boom. Your favorite father and son.
Every afternoon on your FYP.
We'll be bringing the boom around 3:15.
We bring the boom so loud the whole earth shakes.
With double chunk chocolate cookies.
And chicken things, biceps and triceps. Bring the boom that everybody deserves.
Welcome back to Western Kabuki. I am your co-host, Caleb, reporting live from a secure federal prison where I've been locked up for refusing to leave the left. They have given me podcast privileges, however, my attorneys worked that out. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, June. How are you doing?
I'm good. It feels good to be tuned into the right wing of the nation. I am joining the Trump administration.
Yeah, you're the new AG now that Matt Gaetz is out.
Now that pedophile number one is out, they're replacing me. They're like, okay, fine. We have to bring in at least one person into this new Trump administration that is not a pedophile.
Yeah, you're the DEI non-pedophile hire. Oh shit, that's grim.
I'm doing great. It's the first snowfall of the year. It's beautiful. Best time of year. This is fucking amazing.
Let's go.
My
Let's
favorite.
Go.
Yeah.
And Alex, how are you doing this week, pal?
Well, you guys stole my bit. I was going to say that I was nominated as AG, so now I'm on the spot. But honestly, you guys did it better than I ever could have. Let's see. It is.
Now you just have to give Linda McMahon another Stone Cold Stunner, and you can be was she Secretary of Education now?
Is that what she is?
Yeah, genuinely. And that's actually like probably good news because she's like a Trump buddy, so that means he probably isn't gonna like gut it. So it's like the worst situation possible where like we should be happy that Linda McMahon is our Secretary of Education, I guess. What a fucking country, man. It rocks to be alive.
Holy shit. Amazing times ahead. And he's not even president yet. Holy shit.
This week we are diving headfirst into the Costco verse and the world that is very grim of kind of child influencers. And we brought on a friend of the show, Hoots, to join us. How are you doing, Hoots?
Hey, I'm doing good. Feeling optimistic about the world.
Yeah, good times.
I think everyone's feeling really good about the state of the world and where everything is going. I think that's like the one thing every single person in this nation is feeling.
Yeah. We're headed in the right direction, you know? We've got a Department of Government Efficiency set up, you know.
God.
And we're going to get a cool podcast about all the people they're firing every week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can we briefly talk about that? I just want to say how it's just like real briefly. I just want to say how funny it is that like that Elon Musk is like, oh, I'm the first buddy, haha, and like Trump invented a fake department that doesn't actually have any authority. He's just kind of like. Yeah. That department is just like, yeah, we'll listen to the guidelines that these two fools lay out. And then the first thing they do is we're going to podcast.
Yeah.
It's
we're
like
going to podcast about how to be more efficient in government. And then also that one job listing they hired, it was like the diversification of climate or whatever.
Yes.
That he thought it was like he's so stupid. He thought it had to do with like DEI. And also that was a position that was created under Donald Trump. So off to a fucking fantastic start.
I didn't know that. That's fucking hilarious. I didn't know that bit where it started under Trump. But
that poor
just
woman.
for clear, because she was doxxed straight up, right? Like her name.
Yeah, it was her full. It was like her full name, and I did a cursory Google search, and she is incredibly findable.
Oh God, that's terrifying. Jesus. It's so cool that the most rich and most followed man alive is just openly doxing just like normal people working normal jobs and like assigning like nefarious actions to them.
He was a rabid fan base. Like,
yeah. I mean, most of them are bots, thankfully.
most
of them are not real
rabid toaster fan base.
Yeah, but really grim, but also really fucking funny that he saw the word diversification and didn't think like biodiversity. Just incredible shit. Just honestly, I lost my mind. I was
genuinely
laughing
just such
so
a
hard.
Stupid fucking piece of shit. It's like in a way reassuring, kind of like the Linda McMahon thing. Like, okay, like he's so like dumb that maybe like he'll just swing and miss on every like thing that he's trying to cut. I don't know. But one thing that I did find out about these like presidential commissions are subject to the Freedom of Information Act. So every email, every communication,
our little FOIA boy's gonna activate.
No, like I'm like planning. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going every fucking email that these perverts send. I'm going to get through the Freedom of Information request. I don't care if it takes the rest of my life. I don't care if I have to sue the government. All this needs to be out there.
I mean, I know you're going to do this, but what you're going to get is like a bunch of, is like Elon Musk being like, you guys won't believe this cat meme.
Yeah, dude, I genuinely, it's going to be like if you've seen the movie Pi where he goes insane thinking about the number pi, the Aronofsky film. It's going to be that, but like just Doge related shit, and it's going to drive me crazy, and I'm going to drill my brain out. It's going to be the best. I can't wait.
Yeah, so like a year from now, we're either going to have an episode about like the most insane government secrets from Elon Musk, or it's just going to be us killing ourselves to a bunch of Doge memes. Yeah, one of the two.
And then I'm going to start a true crime podcast about the podcasts that all killed themselves over Doge memes, and I'm going to make millions. I'm going to rake it in.
This is a whole racket we got starting here. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Excellent. Hoots, you are a YouTuber and a podcaster. What do you want to give that just at the top of the up here a little shout what you're up to?
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I'm on YouTube, but if you search Hoots YouTube, you can find me. And I do like kind of longer form content, video essays about whatever nonsense is bothering me at any particular time. I just did one about AI slop because that's been bothering me.
Oh, let's go. Yep.
Yeah. And then I've got a podcast with fellow YouTuber Kaylin Conrad called Respect the Dead. That's like a comedy history podcast. The title is ironic, which sometimes surprises some of the people who my favorite like genre of comment that we get is like somebody who's like, wait a minute, you're not being very respectful. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's a joke. It's funny.
It's either they don't get it or they think they're like the first person to ever say that joke. It's like the people that like go up to registers and like their card declines
and they're like, oh, guess it's free.
Yeah, exactly. You knew exactly what I was going to say because everyone says it. You knew.
I would never have the balls to say that. When my card declines, every time I'm just like, oh, that's it. I'm just going to kill myself. Like one time when I was like 21, I got my card declined when I was buying beer and jelly beans. And it wasn't because I didn't have money. But it's like my bank fucked me. Yeah. I had to go put back the beer and jelly beans. And that was such a humiliating experience that even now, like I'm financially secure at this point in my life, but every time I put my card in, I'm just like, please, for the love of God, like what am I buying? What's the damage here?
Not the jelly bean incident.
Yeah. Jelly bean incident scarred me, dog.
Caleb, you really have to take a page from my book, which is to have just be mad at the machine, like at the machine that's declining you. You don't get embarrassed. You just blame. You're like, why the fuck is this machine not doing it?
It's the fucking machine's fault.
I have to very loudly announce to everyone, like, there's money in there. I don't know what's going on right now. Like, I'm just saying it as loud as I can.
Am not broke.
Like,
wait, that's what I do. That's like normally what I do, where I'm like, wait, I swear I have money.
Yeah. Let me call my bank in line so you can all see that how not broke I am. Very embarrassing stuff.
Oh God.
Okay, we're talking about child influencers this evening, and I think at the top of everybody's mind is the Costco verse, the Costco guys.
The Costco verse.
Okay, let's go around the room here. What do you guys know? When did the Costco guys come on your radar? And we'll start with you, Hoots, since you're the guest.
Okay, so not that long ago. I can't put it down to a month, but it's got to be like within the last couple of months. I think I just saw like because I'm really not on TikTok, which I think that's their primary
they
social media app. Yeah, I technically have a TikTok, but I do not open that app. It's not for me. I am a millennial, so I prefer to melt my brain on Twitter, and I'm gonna go down with the ship. So like I know them I know the Costco verse through clips that people have posted on Twitter, and I think I'd heard the name The Rizzler before, but I probably only found out who he was through a clip that somebody posted from like Jimmy Fallon when they all went on.
So you are very recent on this.
Yeah, I'm super recent.
Yeah, that's barely 2 weeks ago. This is like I feel like the tail end of the biggest.
What's that Lenin quote? Sometimes weeks happen in decades, decades happen in weeks. That's how I feel about the Costco guys. It feels like they've been here forever, but it's only actually been less than a year, really, that they've been on most people's radar.
Yeah. I had definitely seen Big Justice and the dad before in like a clip like a few months ago, but I didn't know their names. I know their names from this Jimmy Fallon interview that somebody did like a very funny like voiceover like breakdown of of how Jimmy Fallon was like a beta male being shown up by by the Chad Rizzler or whatever. I don't know. It was very amusing. And I was like, oh, now I know all of their names.
Yeah.
And let me just get out in front of this as the original hater of the Costco guys.
Yeah, you were.
You were. And I think we roasted you for that on an episode
you weren't even here to defend yourself on. So this is your chance, Alex. By the end of this episode, we'll see if we can convert you into being a Costco guy.
Right. I can't decide if this is very wholesome or very sinister. Like I swing back and forth like a pendulum all the time. I'm like, I do not know what to make of these people.
Alex, how do you, so now that we're kind of like actually visiting this topic, what are your thoughts on this? Like, where are you at? Because you were an original hater.
Maybe it's just because I'm the only person here with kids, but like watching two heavyset boys eat food on the internet all day just makes me feel like they're being set up to be made fun of. They're like they're not eating particularly healthy. I sound like such a grandpa right now. This is ridiculous. But it's just
where's the broccoli? Where are the carrots?
Seriously,
there's no booms in broccoli.
When are these kids going to get a delicious Costco salad? And like based on what little I know about them, like it does feel like it feels exploitative, and it's really, really hard to have a child celebrity without them getting exploited, because the whole point of it is just to get them in front of a camera to extract maximum value from them, which means, you know, trying to skirt child labor laws wherever you can, you know, neglecting their educations. So like, I just, there was something so sinister about it. And I'll tell you what really turned me. It's AJ's fucking big, bright eyes. Something about it is just so sinister to me.
He is
just
glowing.
Don't trust him.
Yeah. He has those perfectly manicured eyebrows. I got to give him props on his eyebrows. That's not an accident. He puts work into those.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like originally, and I still like, you know what? It's a very complicated thing, but like, and maybe I'll like figure out exactly where I lie at the end of this episode. But at first, like if I remember correctly, the like original Costco guys video that like really blew up, that like put them on the map, was put on Twitter. Like some person just like took the TikTok, put it on Twitter with a caption of something like, oh, this is like, it was something negative. It was like a weird negative comment about this family. At the time, it was the first video I saw of them back in February of 2024 of just like AJ and Big Justice, the son, just like at Costco, seemingly just having like a really nice time bonding, you know, just like shopping, throwing things in their truck, like joking around.
We're Costco guys. Of course we don't shop and while eating the chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try out the furniture.
We're Costco guys. Of course we work out with the timers.
And a lot of people were like really negative about that. And I'm like, you know, this shit, like at first it feels very wholesome. It feels like a very wholesome act. It feels like a father and son, like really bonding. But over time, over the course of 2024, I've kind of shifted a little bit in I've kind of come around, I think, so far to kind of Alex's perspective, and not only just like the diet aspect, but just the way that they have like really commodified themselves, and just the way that they are in these newer videos, especially in like October, November, where it's like they're doing like a weird dance to this song that they released that they just like continue to do
like
over and
MK
over and
Ultra-esque
over.
to me.
Yeah. No, there's like something sinister about it. And like, I don't know, it feels like the thing that like originally was there, which was just like a father and son bonding, has now become like a livelihood. And
it's
that
an empire.
like it's an empire, much better way to put it, because having a livelihood off of something is not a bad thing, but I don't know, there's just something about it now that feels off.
The first video that I ever saw of theirs was, and speaking of empires, there was another father and son duo, and they were the Sam's Club guys that were kind of like aping their whole bit, and they'd be like, we're Costco guys, of course we get the chicken bakes, and then they'd like duet on TikTok, and then it would be the Sam's Club guys, we're Sam's Club guys, of course we get our lawn chair furniture or our patio furniture the same place we get our dinner.
We're Sam's Club guys. We have this wonderful series. Costco guys. We're Costco guys. We got the story of the whole Sling Beach here. Sam's Club guys. What do you got? We're Sam's Club guys. We have a 25-pound bag of long grain, water-polished, enriched rice. Hey, Costco guys, what do you got? We're Costco guys. We got 25 pounds of meat. Hey, Sam's Club guys, what do you got?
And they go back and forth and have these like treat duels.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that was the first one I saw, and it was like my brain started like vibrating in the same way that it, like when I'm about to have a panic attack, like there's something so like it just like I started seeing the chiral vectors. You know what I mean? Like it just like there's something about this. Like I it's not quite danger, but there's something just like ethereally incorrect about this. But the Sam's Club guys are one of the many vanquished foes by the Costco guys. Their skulls now make up the throne from which the empire of the Costco guys rule over. They're nobodies now. Let's get through the
vanquished.
Let's get through the cast of characters here, and then we'll do the article.
Yeah, let's describe the Costco verse before we really start to dig into it.
So there is AJ, and everything about this will make more sense once you realize AJ, the father, he's a former professional wrestler. Actually, former professional wrestler who just signed a contract to be back in professional wrestling recently.
Oh my God, that's why he looks like that.
Yeah,
that's why he looks like that.
That's why this is happening. He's like, once you realize that not only is he a professional wrestler, so his character was Eric Justice, which is his son. His name is Eric, and his Big Justice, he's named after his father's wrestling persona. But he's also like,
cool.
There's a specific kind of professional wrestler that is like, there's, wrestling, if you're unfamiliar, is like a story being told typically of like a good guy and a bad guy. And there's an ongoing story where the good guy at the end of the story beats the bad guy. And that's why we all love it and blah, blah, blah. It takes a very specific kind of person to want to be the good guy. Like you're cool if you're the bad guy and you make everybody boo at you, but to be like the face, the baby face is what they call him, the good guy wrestler. Like Eric Justice, he's the paragon of virtue and all these things. It kind of like shows you a lot of like his kind of persona. So then, of course, number 2 would be Big Justice Eric. They've got an extended family tree here. He's not really around anymore. He kind of fell off. Cousin Angelo, who it's really funny because he's not actually their cousin. That's just his. That's his screen name. His cousin. He's like America's cousin. Cousin
That's
Angelo.
like the name of a character. That's like the name of a character you bring in the 10th season of a sitcom to make it fresh.
Cousin Angelo.
Yes.
He's really funny because like he like was kind of more involved in the earlier stuff, and he's kind of because the Rizzler was there, so he's completely sidelined, and like his profile picture is like him and Big Justice. It's very sad. Cousin Angelo's out. We'll see at Christmas.
They're like you don't have what it takes to be in the Costco-verse.
Sorry, CA, you don't have the juice. You got to go.
Yeah,
I just throwing you to the side.
The name Cousin Angelo is so fucking good, man. That would be like if I just started going around the internet. My name is just Uncle Caleb.
Wait, hang on.
I'm America's
That's
uncle.
Kind of
dog.
great.
Yeah, I think
love
that's what you should do that.
Uncle Caleb, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I am an uncle, so there's like a specific kind of power that comes along with being like a cousin or an uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
seriously.
No, it's unrivaled. It's like being
your
like a
charisma
sibling.
goes up. You're by nature, you're probably a little mischievous.
Because you're not the parent,
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to parent.
You're not the parent,
Yeah.
and you don't have to follow the parents' rules. You're like, meh,
Yeah,
they're not my dad. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
parents, cousins, and uncles are cool.
They have a special bond that only cousins and uncles can have. Absolutely.
Candy
So
after
true.
7, you got it, little buddy.
I do love how like obviously Italian this whole family is as well.
We're
Like
gonna
it's
get
so
into that.
fucking funny.
Yeah,
It does sound like my cousin Vinny, to be honest.
So you call him cousin Vinny too. It's like cousin Angelo. It's like you always talk. You only refer to these people as cousin, whatever their name is.
Yeah, for sure. It's like it's like a more ceremonial type of title than just like a family member. It's interesting.
Yeah,
But
these guys are probably
are,
cousins to their like immediate family. They call them cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these they live in Florida now, but they are from Tri-State. They're from Jersey, and that should, like this whole thing kind of starts
Both of
to
those
make
things
sense.
make sense. Both
Yeah.
of those things make so much sense to me.
Yeah. A Jersey expat Italian family that moves to Boca Raton. Yep, that's what this
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that is exactly who they are. I grew up with those people.
Okay, so there's Erica and Ashley, who's their mom and sister respectively. They are kind of recent additions. It started out with just AJ and Big Justice. They've started to incorporate the whole family. I guess the daughter Ashley is getting more involved in the I'm so sad that I know this. The more behind the scenes stuff, I listened to 2 podcasts about this, and she's doing like editing and some of like the administrative work to she's a paper pusher in the Costco verse empire.
It's a family dynasty.
It is a family dynasty. And then last but certainly not least is the Rizzler, who I think most people didn't know wasn't a family member or like a neighborhood kid.
No way.
I thought he was like a sibling. I thought he was like a cousin. I thought he was
the youngest
actual-
kid.
No, he's just some kid.
He's just so it's more
They just
insane than
found some
that.
random kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's
Did they
not
hold
just some random
audition?
kid. This is like when a record label puts together a band, because he was a separate child influencer that
Okay.
their fathers came together. So, okay, let's start at the beginning with the Rizzler. His name
Okay,
his
this
name
is dark.
Christian
This is
Joseph.
so dark.
And he, like, his dad had an account for him. And like the one that it was like about a little more than a year ago. It was a little before last Halloween. He really blew up. There was this video of him, and he's in a Black Panther costume. And it's a very sweet video. He's a cute little kid, and he's a little chubby kid in a Black Panther costume. And his dad's trying to get him to like go into the attic. Like, oh, Black Panther would be scared to go up there. And he's like, Mom says it's not safe for me to go up there. And it's like, it's a little kid in a Black Panther costume. I don't know. If for some reason that just blew up. That's what put him on the map. And then he's kind of like, this is before he was even going by the name The Rizzler. He was still going just by Christian Joseph at this point. The story goes, and I don't believe this for a fucking second, but the story goes, Big Justice discovers the Rizzler on TikTok, or Christian Joseph, and says, Dad, we got to get this guy. He's so funny and he's so good. No, what I think is more likely the scenario here is the fathers got together and were like, okay, let's get our kids on the same screen.
Because like, how old is the Rizzler? He's like 9, 10,
He's 9,
and 8.
Yeah.
Big Justice is like
11,
14,
and he's like,
11.
Yeah, Big Justice is 11. The Rizzler is like 9, I think. And if I'm wrong, feel free to email us and correct me. That would be very funny if you did that.
Yeah, I saw someone tweet today that the Rizzler was born in the first Trump administration. And I was like, good God.
That doesn't feel right.
Oh, no.
That doesn't feel right. How is a child that was born in that time that's fucking crazy. There's no way that you can be an influencer and be born in that time.
All of this
shit.
just starts to make so much more sense when we talk about it, guys. So they are the Rizzler, I think, is also from tri-state area, Jersey, and they obviously the Costco guys have ties there. They're back, and they say, okay, we're going to be back in Jersey in a couple months. Let's like get these kids together. They do, and this is like genuinely a case where like this, like I guess like they're just better together. Like the whole is greater than the sum of the parts kind of situation, because they go mega. This is when they start getting talk shows. This is when everybody starts like noticing he's the Rizzler. His like move, and I didn't know this until I started my research for this episode, was His
like
move?
stroking his chin.
Yeah, he's mewing. Remember when we talked about that with Marcos?
Yeah, he's mewing.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do like
That's
trying
the
to look
Riz.
like the Chad guy, you know, the black and white smiling muscle man. He's that's what he's doing. Is he's like pointing at his face, mewing. I didn't know that. That's very funny because I would not have gotten that from the videos at all.
I genuinely think it's so funny that we were taught, like, whenever we have Marcos on, I feel like he tunes us into like the future that will
he's
come.
so ahead of the game.
Yeah, we talked about that shit like
Marcos
9 months
is
ago.
from
We
the
talked about
fucking future, dude.
Yeah. He's
Very
scary. He fucking
clairvoyant.
scares me. Yeah.
So they get together now. They are the Costco extended cinematic universe that you know and love to this day. So that's kind of the cast of characters, but there is like a bit more to this story. So I think we're gonna do, Alex, if you want to read this one.
Yeah. Give me just a second. Let me bring that up. Okay. This is called Meet the Costco Guys, the father-son duo behind the song of the summer, which you guys know is the We Bring the Boom song, right? They do the like Donkey Kong dance too.
It's gonna be the intro to this episode, I'm assuming.
Why are you putting me through this? I'm not producing anymore. Fuck this. What's the song of the summer? Is it espresso? Not Like Us? Hot to Go? This writer would like to humbly submit another candidate. We Bring the Boom by AJ and Big Justice, Boca Raton, Florida-based father and son duo with flawlessly groomed eyebrows. That is true. Heavy New Jersey accents and a predilection for double chunk chocolate cookies. This is by EJ Dixon from Rolling Stone, by the way.
Shout out EJ. She's awesome.
With its lyrics, we bring the boom, that's what we do. We bring the boom to you. Over a beat reminiscent of Run DMC's It's Tricky, We Bring the Boom is an origin story of sorts for AJ Bafumo and his 11-year-old son Eric, known on TikTok as Big Justice, who are known for their food reviews as well as their vlogs from the big box warehouse retail chain Costco. Released on July 3rd, the video is full of references to their lore. There are shoutouts to Costco food court items, gym routines, and of course the Boom or Doom scale, the two assigned items they review on their page. There are even appearances from Eric's older sister Ashley and his mom Erica, who is referred to on social media as Mother of Big Justice. Man, give her a name. That's messed up.
That's so disrespectful.
This TikTok channel does not pass the Bechdel test.
Not at all. Over the past few months, the Bafumos have built a devoted audience of more than 1.3 million followers on TikTok, largely thanks to the Costco Guys video from early last March, in which they declare their allegiance to the big box warehouse retailer with sound bites like, "We're Costco Guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake." The video has more than 47 million views.
And that's probably just on TikTok. Like I said, I saw that shit on
very
Twitter.
old article too, by the way. This is from I think July. So.
Yeah, I remember reading this.
This is just the apex of their fame. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so like I don't have any like Costco, Sam's Club memberships, anything like that. So like maybe I'm just like missing out on a piece of the culture here. But like, do people watch that and they go like relatable?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
like,
be.
oh yeah, of course I'm eating a chicken bake.
Costco's food court is kind of famous for both having really cheap food and an abundance of shitty food. So
I do know about the hot dog because
Right.
I did read Jamie Loftus's Raw Dog. But
I was gonna say I love their hot
great
dogs.
book.
On a cross country trip, I had many a Costco hot dog, and it got me through that trip. So I do have to shout out the Costco food court. It
Costco
is
hot
pretty great.
It's
and they will not
insanely
raise
good.
those prices.
Oh, super cheap. It's
well, I
like
mean,
$2.
the hot dog price
$1.50.
got raised for a while after a while, but it's been it took 20 years, and it's
Well, Trump's going to change that.
So I'm going to skip a
Did
little
they
of
actually
this.
raise? Wait, did they actually raise the Costco dog price?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Because there was that quote from the CEO that was like, "I don't care about inflation." He literally said, "If you raise the price of the Costco hot dog, I will kill you."
Oh shit,
That
you're
was his
right.
quote.
And I think they raised it. I'm pretty sure they did. Like really
Well, there's
recently.
one dead executive at least.
No, this says no. According to as of May 31st, 2024, according to CBS News, Costco has vowed not to raise the price. So I was wrong.
We need to get one of those Biden "I did that" stickers and put that next to the $1.50.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip some of the description of them because we've already covered it, and I'm going to go straight to the quotes. "The world is awesome right now," AJ tells me over Zoom during an interview with him and his son. "We come up with ideas, we make a video, we put it out. It's been amazing. It's been a boom." God,
I love how like
always on brand.
I like they're just like their whole brand. Sorry to interrupt, but like I love that they're just meatheads. That's just like what they are.
The only person that could look at the world right now and think like the world is awesome is like a guy from the tri-state who moved to Florida and is just having a blast.
Sorry, we come up with ideas, we make a video, we put it out.
Damn.
Damn, AJ.
I love this guy.
In 2022, AJ started a TikTok account to promote his mortgage lending services by appearing as a character he dubbed Mortgage Muscles. In these early videos, he's far more subdued, standing in front of an American flag and giving advice about the housing market, interspersed with the occasional commentary on Marvel movies. But it wasn't really fun, he says. It felt a little forced. It wasn't until Eric started getting involved in that the channel really started to take off. I just wanted to be in some video because all my friends had YouTube channels at my school and they had like 100 followers. And my dad had like 1,000 followers, he said excitedly. So I thought it'd be cool if I was on his channel. And like
that is so great. By the way, that quote, I just, as to see a child being like, oh, my dad had more clout than my friends, so I wanted to be on this mortgage channel. So fucking
children.
Because like, to be real, when I was like a kid, like when I was Big Justice's age or just a little bit older, like me, like a lot of people had YouTube channels like in that time, like what was that, like almost 20 years ago. So like that's not the cringe part, but yeah, you're right. The like, oh, my dad makes mortgage videos is kind of like, all right, dude. All right.
You get in on that.
Right. Like when I was a kid, I made like, and there, some of these videos are still on YouTube of me when I was like 15 doing like stupid bits with my friends. But like, I would never show some of those. Thankfully, they're not easily traceable.
Fortunately, I'm too old for that because we did around the neighborhood like jackass style skate videos that only exist on like tapes.
Early YouTube was so much of guy falls off of roof and destroys balls. I love that.
I'm a return guy, but for that.
Yeah, same actually.
My son really wants to make YouTube videos, so I let him make videos on his iPad, and then I just like upload them to not YouTube, but like a private site that he can show to our relatives, and that's it. Because I'm like, you're not.
That's good.
That's smart. That's so smart. Yeah, don't let him join YouTube.
I mean,
don't let him get that brain.
Have you guys seen that picture of like the classroom with the banned list of words going around, and the words are like yacht and Ohio, skibbity? That is my 9-year-old son. It's like to a T, every fucking word.
No wonder you hate all this shit.
And every once in a while, he'll like say something and not know what it means, and I'll be like, "You can't fucking do it, dude." Like he's doing this. He's doing this all the time, which mewing is like it's like manosphere stuff, and I'm like, not in my house.
No mewing here.
No mewing in my house.
I love the world that we live in. It's so fucking awesome.
At first glance, a giant big box retailer may seem like an unlikely source of inspiration for a family TikTok account, but it must be said the Bufumos appear to genuinely love the shit out of Costco. When I ask Eric to explain its appeal, his face brightens. It's kind of like an awesome warehouse with a great food court and cheap food, he says. Like you can get a quarter-pound hot dog for $1.50, and you can also get a 20-ounce soda. AJ declined to specify whether the channel has a financial relationship with the brand, only saying only that they are on very, very good terms with Costco. Still,
shit. Okay. That's been my theory, because a lot of people are like, oh, why don't these people have a brand deal with Costco? And it's like, come on.
Well, the next paragraph begins, still, with the relationship with Costco has not been all sunshine and rainbows. In March, the Bufumos say they were banned from a local store for about a month, which they attribute to elderly Boca Ratonites complaining about their tire-swinging, meat-tossing antics. We make a lot of noise, Big Justice said. I'm not going to say we don't. We're always yelling stuff like double chunk chocolate, picking stuff up, throwing it into the cart. So AJ appealed to Costco upper management, receiving an email from the company's head legal counsel. They were like, hey, Costco guys. So now we've got Costco referring to us as the Costco guys, AJ says. And they were like, we love what you're doing. He says the brand gave them a full blessing to shoot, provided they give advance notice to management and do not feature any staff or shoppers in the videos. Most high-profile creators get a lot of hate, and the Bufumos are no exception. The page regularly attracts vitriol from commenters who accuse them of being cringe or attacking the Bufumos for their physical appearance, including their well-manicured eyebrows and lashes.
Yeah, why would you critique that? They're killing it in the eyebrow game.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly, those are like the last things you should critique. Like those things are the last things you should go at them for.
That is the
like,
best thing about that.
Yeah.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy.
On that level, absolutely. Like they killed cringe in their mind and they're thriving. Like come on, let them live.
Of the negative comments, AJ says, I believe that there's two ways in this world to build the biggest house. Number one is to build the biggest house. Number two is to build the smallest house and try to tear down all the other houses. So if that's how someone wants to build their house, by tearing down our house, we're just going to keep building and bringing the happiness, positivity, and the big justice.
God,
His
I love
mind.
these metaphors, dude.
His mind.
They're so awesome. See, this is the thing. This is why I don't think I'll ever fully be like, oh, we need to put these people in jail. Because like they're so on brand and so like always consistent with their characters. I have to respect this shit on some level. It's so funny.
The level of virality the channel has reached. They now have a small staff of editors as well as management in the form of digital talent representatives, Night Media, has also prompted the Bufumos to consider pulling Eric out of school, or at least putting him in a much smaller private school. School right now for Big Justice would be a distraction for everyone, says AJ. It would be a distraction for him, the other students, the teachers. Things are a lot different for us right now in our lives. So we're looking into other options.
I mean, like, you know, his dad had an 11-year-old's education and he got where he was with that.
I mean, it's hard to
Be
argue.
fine.
Okay, you win. I love them now. Though Eric,
It was the house quote for me, honestly.
though Eric clearly adores making content with his father and being on camera, he concedes that the level of attention he's been getting has been a bit overwhelming. He says he's been harangued by kids at school, begging him to make videos or incessantly playing clips from the family's old YouTube channel, plus such as a voiceover of a trailer proclaiming, AJ loves meat.
Oh, not this poor
Jeez,
middle
no.
schooler. No.
It was just a lot for me, he says, because I have to do my work. Once he recounts he was at the mall with his mom when he was mobbed by kids asking for photos. It was a little bit scary, he says, because there were kids pushing, shoving, grabbing me, taking pictures. I feel bad for this kid.
Yeah.
He's never
This
going to
poor
have a
kid.
normal life.
No.
Even
No,
when the like
sadly.
the,
I don't know,
especially
man. Kids probably would have got his ass for something anyway. Like you know, he loves meat thing. When I was about that age, there was a kid in my school named Endo. And for just whatever reason, everyone would chant at him, Endo likes Nintendo. And he would fucking cry. And
Aw.
he got just owned by it because his name rhymed with Nintendo. So that's a normal level of, I think, 11-year-old bullying.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
11-year-olds should be bullies, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Endo turned out fine. Although I
builds
tried to look him
character.
up once and I couldn't find him. So maybe. he didn't turn
Well,
out
I
so
got to
bad.
say, it's kind of a sick name, just like Big Justice.
Endo is a pretty badass name.
Endo is a pretty sick name.
And also, who doesn't like Nintendo? If I were him, I would have
Yeah.
just been like,
I
yeah,
know.
so do all of you.
I
Yeah.
remember
Big
when that was
fucking
happening.
deal.
At one point, he like just meekly tried to defend himself while crying. He's like, "I have a Sega Genesis," and it was like, "You can just say you like Nintendo, bro." Like, hell yeah, I love Nintendo.
I love that that's his defense. I have a Sega.
Yeah, just 11-year-olds, man, they're ruthless.
No, they're evil. I've been
Mhm.
I've been theorizing, and I'm sure other people have, but like the 11 to 13-year-old age range is the most evil demographic of human beings, like of all time.
Oh yeah, that's
1000%.
They're just so
Definitely
evil.
true.
They don't know what morality is.
It's that black hole period where they're like trying to like push buttons and like figure out how to be cool,
Yeah.
but haven't realized that they're lame yet, so they don't have the shame of like high schoolers.
Yeah.
They're awful.
They've also just become conscious of their appearance too, which is
Yeah.
So there's a
very
lot of things going
insecure.
on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
AJ says that while their newfound fame has required the family to make adjustments, he doesn't have any major concerns. To me, privacy is over. In the world we live in, there's no such thing as privacy. He says, I think it's about raising your children with confidence to keep them protected and know that they're loved and being watched over. All right. Okay. AJ. Okay. Respect where it's due. Of the family's future, he says, this is who we are now. This is the life we chose. So we're all in.
Also, they're making us a lot of money.
As they figure out how to recalibrate their lives, Eric, an avid baseball player, plans to participate in a worldwide home run derby, which will be documented on social media. AJ also plans to jump back into the wrestling ring one more time and is working on scheduling a date. And of course, there's more music. A track promoting AJ's wrestling comeback has already been recorded, and a remix for We Bring the Boom, this time featuring appearances by characters like the Rizzler, will drop within the month.
Oh my God. Yeah.
In the interim, they're enjoying the fruits of the newfound fame. Since releasing We Bring the Boom, a 1980s hip-hop inspired track that resulted from an impromptu car ride rap, AJ says the song has been remixed and duetted hundreds of times and has been used as a walk-up song by the local baseball team, the Boca Beach Boys. The catchphrase has become so well known that Eric and AJ say that a roller coaster operator during a recent trip to Universal Studios heralded their arrival by announcing the ride is going to be a big boom. And indeed, right before we log off, Eric and AJ bid farewell on cue with a hearty boom. It is admittedly a bit of a surprise, but truth be told, it shouldn't have been. After all, they bring the boom. That's what they do. They bring the boom. They bring the boom to you.
Okay, Alex. What do you think? Do you love the Costco family or
Did he
not?
come around?
I do have to say, like, that last comment that he said about loving his kids, it really got to me. But also, fuck you. You've got your kids in Costco all day. Like, no.
This is the life we chose. It's such a fucking funny quote.
This is the way we do.
About like TikTok influencer about chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, that's honestly incredible.
Force feeding your fucking child and his fake internet friend chicken bakes. Like, this is our life now.
And like the thing is like, and the thing is like, I totally get where you're coming from, Alex, because there is that like child exploitation aspect of this where it's like there is a part of me, like, even though it's very clear that AJ loves his son and everything and like probably has a great time doing a lot of this, they're like seeing some of the things they put out and seeing the way that they talk to each other, like they put out like behind the scenes videos sometimes, it's like it feels like the love for the creation is more coming from AJ a lot of the time than Big Justice. And it's like he's a young child who knows how much of all of this he wants is natural and what he actually wants instead of like what his father wants, you know? It's a hard line to ride.
a
It's
stage
either
mom.
all evil or it's not. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of so it's like the Jungian shadow of all this is the next child influencer we're going to talk about is Baby Gronk, because like, I don't know, like
the worst, horrible.
Because there is this, and it seems like I think that there's like, you can't look at this all as black and white. It's like very gray. Like some of the stuff is obviously very bad, but I think that it genuinely looks like that's a good family for the most part. And unless something comes out where it's like, oh, we're all wrong and this is like all projection of their image, seems like they're just like having fun and it's like not that evil. Like we're going to talk about Baby Gronk, or rather we're going to talk about his father, because this is the corollary to this of like what genuine child abuse looks like when we have child influencers. And so we're going to try and be funny with this, although it gets a lot darker.
With the Baby Gronk thing, all I know about him is that he rizzed up Livy. Like beyond that,
Livy done.
I have a slight correction. Livy rizzed up Baby Gronk.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, come on, Alex, get with the lore.
Well, there was question as to whether or not she did. That's if you seeing in my show notes here, that TikTok where that came from is audio. I was hoping that you would splice in, but I think I might have another another idea for that. So anyway,
but I do want to just say that it is really funny that even if there are possible critiques about the Costco guy family, like they're probably just in history the most moral like influencer child father dynamic, like family dynamic.
Whether or not that's still evil is up to you, but they're probably like the best that it gets.
They're like the most neutral.
Yeah.
Which says a lot about that whole genre of like content.
Yeah. Okay. This next half is about Baby Gronk ostensibly, but it's really about his father. Jake Miguel is his name. The Baby Gronk's actual name is Madden Miguel, and he named his son after John Madden.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
The coach of the Raiders, and then more famously probably the football announcer, the voice of the NFL for many years. John
His
Madden.
father was setting him up for this life since birth.
Absolutely. You don't name your kid Madden if you're not trying to get him into football.
football.
God. Oh shit. Okay. I did not know that was his name. This is even worse immediately.
Yeah.
Is that what Baby Gronk does? Football? I really don't know.
Yeah,
So Baby Gronk is.
Oh, this is
so
get ready.
Okay, let me give you the
Gronk is the name of a football player, Ron Gronkowski. And Baby Gronk is so named because he is the little version of this professional football player. He is not actually related to him.
Keep in mind, he's like 12, Baby Gronk, or something like that.
Definitely thought that it was a reference to like the small Grinch from the 2000 Grinch. The puppet.
No, it's far more sinister than the Grinch, unfortunately.
Okay.
And that
Rob
dude's a
Gronkowski.
freak, as we all know. Grinch, not a good hombre at first.
Real freak. Yeah.
He's a bad dude.
He's
Also a child star gone wrong.
Yeah.
There are literal songs about how bad that guy is.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
You do not want to be Christmas and see that guy coming.
There are unfortunately songs about Baby Gronk not being the best guy. We'll get to him in a bit here.
no.
So his whole thing is his dad is just this clout brain maniac that is constantly. There was famously a tweet by some guy who was like a editor for ESPN or something, and was like, when this was first popping on the scene, he was like, this guy, every like place that I worked at, this guy would DM like hundreds of times trying to get collabs for his son, who at the time is like 10. There's like almost no footage of him actually playing football. If you notice, this is a thing that I noticed early into my research for this, was very little footage of him actually playing football, because his whole thing is just that he's big for his age. And his dad wants him to play football. So, and also he's a child, so it's really hard to like be impressed by a football clip of a fucking 10-year-old or whatever, because like, who cares? But like his whole thing is just like, his dad would like say, oh, so when you're declaring for a college, when you're a football player, it means that you've stated your intention to sign essentially to go to a specific college. That's important for the recruiting process, for whatever it's worth. And so he would say like, oh, Baby Gronk is committed to like Oregon State University or Ole Miss, and he'd change it up. And he was trying to like create virality by saying which college that his, 10, 12-year-old, depending on, this has been going on for a long time, his son intends to go to, even though he's so young. It's supposed to be. So at
this point, was his son even known? Like, was Baby Gronk even an asset, or like,
this is
was
how
he just kind of
became Baby Gronk, was through this method of like collaborations with various stars and declaring for colleges. That's kind of how I got his name. So the nickname itself,
Streisand affecting his son.
Basically, yeah. It's like, wait, a 10-year-old declared for Ole Miss? What's this about? Kind of like generating hype and curiosity, which is like very silly. So the nickname, this is from Wikipedia about how he got the nickname. Miguel uses the nickname Baby Gronk in reference to the football player Rob Gronkowski, an NFL tight end. The question regarding the origin of the nickname has been answered with conflicting accounts. In 2021, Miguel stated that the nickname was coined by classmates during recess while they were chasing him, while Jake alleged in the same year that it came from when he was visiting Miguel's school and saw that he had an adult chair instead of a children's chair. However, in 2022, Miguel stated that the moniker was coined by his father after he dragged his opponents in a game to the end zone after a reception. So, he's already lying about a lot, even his name.
Yeah.
There is like some dark side to this, and like maybe if you've seen anything about him, there's like pictures and videos of him with these very scantily clad women. Which
the very first Baby Gronk video I ever saw was that I think the guy, and maybe I shouldn't shout him out because he's kind of like a slop content creator in my opinion, but that Hoopify guy on TikTok.
That's the TikTok that I had for Alex to splice in, was that
guy.
Where
it's like ding ding ding, like there's dings everywhere, and it's like Baby Gronk or Livy Dunn
rizzed up Baby Gronk.
Yeah, the thing that Alex you were talking about. Is
Baby Gronk the Riz King, that dead-eyed psychopath? Jesus fucking Christ!
But so that had like all of that was like a collab, like an intentional collaboration.
There's zero way. You're gonna kind of in this next article. It's this is from Marca. It's a Spanish site. They translate their articles, but I did, just for whatever it's worth, I did have to edit this a little bit just for clarity, that talks about kind of the process of like how Baby Gronk's dad, and then I'll have some fun DMs for you guys too that Baby Gronk's dad has sent.
Oh no,
about how he works with content creators. So this is from Marca. Baby Gronk's father has recently been on the receiving end of criticism as followers question the true motives behind his son's account. In fact, many people have been saying that he's lost sight of being a good father in his quest for internet fame via his son. A recent TikTok video published by Tyler Webb has exposed Gronk's father, Jake San Miguel, for being a, quote, creep after including his son in, quote, weirdly sexualized content. The video made the strong point that San Miguel's actions, and above all social media collaborations and content, could have had an extremely detrimental impact on his 10-year-old son. No fucking shit. His TikTok video, in which he exposes Baby Gronk's father's skewed and concerning priorities, has gone viral all over the internet. There are pictures where he's weirdly trying to include sexualized content, and content that includes his 10-year-old son, begins Tyler Webb in the viral 2-minute clip. There's a creator on this app called Lacey Brown, and she talks about an experience that she had directly with Baby Gronk. She was reached out to in the same way that we all were by San Miguel. Lacey has a big following in her own right, and when she was at the AT&T Stadium, where Baby Gronk and his father were, they met up to do a collab. Lacey basically said that San Miguel was really weird with Baby Gronk, telling him the answers to his interview questions beforehand, and was really creepy and exploitative with her as a female content creator, saying she should take off her jacket and that stuff with her would get more views if she would show off more skin. Yeah, that's going to be a pattern that we're going to see more with him as well. He continued, Lacey made the point that this is not the first time that Jake has exploited his son in sexualized content for clout. I did some digging, and if you look back to his older past, you can see very clearly that his dad is not afraid to put crudely dressed women in posts with his son because they knows that those are going to get more views online. So it's really creepy. It's not abuse or anything like that, but I just think it's super immoral and crosses the line for me. He needs to slow down because he could really be doing some damage to his son. I would call that abuse, whatever that's worth. And like, just not to be a scold here, but if you like, I don't know, reverse the genders, or maybe if there were like men or whatever, we would all be clamoring about how this is, not we all, but people would be clamoring about how this is grooming, right? But somehow this is just tolerated.
No, this is like the exact definition. This is definitionally grooming. Absolutely. Yeah. Especially from like a father, like not even just like some agent. It's like actually his father. That's like an insane aspect of this.
This picture that you've posted is really in the doc is really disturbing, of him sitting with like two women wearing thongs.
Yeah.
And like this is a child who looks like a child. He looks like
10
a 10-year-old
when this picture was taken.
Like
10 years old.
Just like, what are you, what kind, like, I'm kind of speechless. Like the damage this is doing to your child, how weird, like, and unsettling this must be for a child that young, and also like, what kind of man are you setting him up to be?
And all of that, but like also, I saw this post make the rounds, like the AB84 post about this. That absolutely had to have been an intentional collaboration as well, right?
It definitely was, yeah.
Yeah, I did not think of that until you started explaining this whole situation. That's absolutely a part of this.
This is child abuse.
Yeah. So that football player calls AB84, that's Antonio Brown. For those of you who don't know, he's a very strange and outspoken, oftentimes very funny, but also very awful, just person all around, but a former NFL player who had an ongoing series where he would name a white person either cracker of the day or cracker of the week. And it's kind of was just a whatever thing. So I think this was probably what you're seeing is a collaboration where he was paid to call Baby Gronk cracker of the week. And he quote tweets the picture of Baby Gronk with these, I guess, scantily clad women. Just for context, Rob Gronkowski himself said that his Baby Gronk's dad hit him up in 1 month alone like 500 times. And there's an interview. I don't think he literally met 500 times, whatever it's worth, because it's very colloquial. He's being interviewed by Barstool. So he's talking to them and he's saying like, yeah, that guy hit me like 500 times in 1 month. And he's like, I got to put a stop to this because this guy's going too far and have to cease and desist, so on, so on, so on. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, like he's just like DMing basically like Instagram models and such, saying like, hey, it's Baby Gronk's dad. We should like collaborate. Baby Gronk doesn't need to be in the shoot at all. Even it could just be us. And there's like lots and lots of different incidences of just that. And I guess the way that it all just genuine fucking monstrous creep. And then
Creepy, disgusting behavior. Ooh,
yeah,
makes me need a shower.
genuinely nasty. The reason that this kind of all ties back is because like the cherry on top of all this is Baby Gronk released a diss track calling out the Rizzler and the Costco guys.
God.
You know what? Should we play it? Should we play the Baby Gronk diss track?
I want to hear
You want to
it.
hear it? Okay. Fuck. Okay. Give me a second. Sorry, you're gonna have to cut this, Alex, but that'll be a good way to kind of segue out to our closing thoughts.
Okay. I'm really not happy with you for having put me through this.
Did you not know about like Baby Gronk at all? Like, did you? Not
I mean,
know
I
about
knew
these, like,
the name.
darker...
I knew that Livy rizzed him up.
Yeah, but that's like it's so much more innocent if that's all you know, because it's like, oh, haha, funny like little meme thing. But then it's like,
yeah.
oh, the dad's like an actual freak.
And I saw that
basically.
he challenged either Big Justice or
It was Big Jess. He challenged him to a fight.
To a fight.
That's part of this. He released the diss track, and I just sent it to you, Alex, if you want to.
Okay. 10-year-olds challenging each other to a fight is very funny.
It's it's kind of grim though that this is like where it is, because that's like become a big thing. I feel like in like influencer circles, like we saw it with like Jake Paul a little bit, and like all of these like influencer types have become like these. Oh, we have to box.
What's better
now.
than an influencer boxing match? A child
influencer
boxing match.
It's true. Like, it's funny. I want to stand in a circle around them and scream fight. Like,
okay, can you guys?
Oh no!
Can you guys?
the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, it's called the Wizard of Oz.
No way.
Okay, well, it's also sinister because they're cringe.
I love that this has 677 views.
Can you hear it, by the way?
Or likes.
Yeah, we can hear it.
So
So bad.
Jesus Christ.
You know that he just filmed this so he could like hang out with OU cheerleaders too.
Is his father like wealthy? What is this?
Really?
I have no idea what he's saying.
Still talking about Livy.
He's a Sigma. God, I want to kill myself so bad.
This is brutal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We should all be DMing this to the FBI. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I think we get the
It gets
point.
worse.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't think we need to do the whole song. It's no good.
It's bad.
The music video, for those of you at home, is literally just him walking around a college campus with like women and like shaking hands with other people for some reason and talking about how he's Sigma. So
I'm playing Leapfrog badly.
yeah, that was
not leaping high.
That was a little strange. So I guess I asked you how you thought about the Costco family halfway through the episode, because I wanted to return to it and see if this changed relatively how you felt about AJ and Big Justice by comparison.
Like I guess by like comparison, there's no comparison as far as I'm aware. Like the Costco guys didn't even acknowledge this challenge. They know that this guy's like fucked. Like this is like a fucked up situation. So they got to give props to that too.
They do. And you can call that like them knowing that like that's wrong, or you could just like, they have a level of like media acumen that Baby Gronk's father absolutely does not. The Costco guys were approached by both presidential campaigns and asked if they wanted to collaborate, which is just so fucking grim.
That's so grim.
No way.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
What he said.
Brat Summer, baby. Kamala.
This is what political.
We're with her.
This is what political campaigning has
Costco
come
Summer
to.
versus Brat Summer. Jesus Christ. But I guess what AJ had said was like, he said he would have in an interview. I think this might have been on Taylor Lorenz's show. I can't remember where I heard this, but she did an interview with AJ. And I think it was in here where he's basically said, well, we were approached by both, and we said to them that we would have either of them on our show under our own terms, and we wouldn't talk about politics, but we would talk to them about like happiness and love and positivity and how to like make the country like safe for everybody or whatever his like how he put it. And so that shows you kind of like he's very smart like to not get drawn into these kinds of things, and also still wanted to get the collaboration with both candidates. So,
yeah, I don't know.
It's
It's one of those things where it's like, you know, like they're wholesome and everything, but it's like it's still on some level. Like imagine if they had Donald Trump on and they were like, yeah, Donald Trump's the man. He likes the double chocolate chip cookie. It's like, all right, dude, like you're kind of
I mean, what are we doing they're here? Voting for? Let's be fucking real.
Oh, they're Trump supporters.
Yeah.
They're absolutely Trump supporters.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They're from New Jersey and they live in Florida. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like these two examples are like the perfect counterweights to like the best case scenario in terms of like how the family is and treats each other in child influencing compared to like worst case scenario, because there's so many like families that have like children influencers where like there was one earlier this year, I forget the name of the family, I think they were like in Utah, but there was this like family influencer YouTube channel where the mother like duct taped her son's like legs together and arms together, and he like escaped the house and was found at a neighbor's house. And like the police were called, and like the mother is like in jail right now because she was like literally abusing these
Ruby
people,
Frankie
like these kids.
Was the name
Ruby?
of the,
that's it.
Ruby Frankie was the mom, and she was like part of some sort of weird cultish type thing with another woman, and like basically neglected the kids. And for whatever reason, I have never seen, and granted, this is not the kind of content I seek out, but I've never seen any good information about where the dad was during all of it.
I don't know either. All I know about that is my mom is really big into Dateline, that like NBC series. So I like just passively will like intake Dateline every once in a while, and that was one of the Datelines I consumed at least a piece of. But like it's so common for like child influencers to become like the most evil and like dastardly situation of all time. So it's like kind of nice that the Costco guys haven't had that happen yet, but like time will tell. Some of these influencer families take a minute, you know?
You know what I think every time I look at Big Justice, I think like about when he's like 40 and he's at the gas station and someone's like, oh shit, it's Big Justice. And like, what's his life going to be like? Is he going to be like a normal guy with a normal job after his star falls, which it inevitably will? Or is he going to be super fucked up? And I think that history,
you mean President Big Justice?
I think history bends toward very fucked up or a member of Trump's cabinet. So,
well, that's always the thing, is these child influencers, especially the ones like in the Disney verse, have all been like fucked up because they go in public, they get recognized by all these sorts of people. So it's really common that like it's very likely that the Rizzler and Big Justice will probably be fucked up. Sad to say, like that's probably just the reality of the situation, given what we know about child influencers at that level that they're at.
Yeah, child fame in general doesn't seem to be very healthy for childhood development.
No, it's not healthy for most adults either.
Fame is not healthy. We should stop celebrity.
It's kind of like watching a guy go insane because he gets like 15,000 followers on Twitter or something.
What was that guy, Black Pilled Calm or whatever that dude was? It's like, women look at me differently because I have 7,000 followers on Twitter. I love that dude. That guy. That's a post that lives rent free in my mind. He's like, women rocks. Look at me differently now.
I guess
they
like
probably
the
do,
thing,
just not in that way. You know what I mean? With scorn, contempt.
Yeah.
It's the crazy eye that you've got going on. Picked up on it. I get like what. So these kind of like conversations about like online influencers, child influencers, come up in the public sphere every time there's like all this abuse, right? These abuse scandals. And then we every 10 years or so feel bad about the adult former child stars from like the Disney Channel and stuff that we regret bullying into losing their minds. So we talk about like child actors, and we have these like public conversations about child actors. But I guess what has been like banging around in my mind since we started this episode is like, even with child actors, child performers, we do have like very specific pieces of legislation, especially in California and New York, in regards to child actors specifically. I got concerned when AJ was talking about pulling his sons out of school, because that's one of the things here in California. You have to like be in school. When kids are on set, they have like on-set tutors. You have to maintain a C+ or higher, I believe. And like, do we have any legislation for new media, or is it just the Wild West when we're talking about online influencers?
Yeah, we can talk about it. We've addressed this on the show a little bit or covered it.
Okay.
It's state by state right now. There's nothing federal. I'm in Washington state, and there have been some laws for specifically social media, and there are other states that are kind of adopting it. I think what it's going to take is for like one state to lead the way, and then for that kind of to adopt like federal guidelines. So it's happening. It's just moving way too slow.
It's really grim. That's really concerning to me. Is like, and that's, I think, like if these kids decide that they want, if Big Justice decides he wants to live a normal life, will he ever be able to, if he never got an education because his dad said you're an influencer now, like.
Yeah.
And we're going to homeschool
Probably
you,
no
and
laws in
homeschooling you is
Florida.
taking you to Costco.
That
Probably
seems like
no
the
laws in
state that would be
Florida.
like the most Hitler-esque in terms of like child labor laws would be Florida. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably a good place to wrap it. Any closing thoughts or Hoots first? Where can people find you?
All right. Well, Twitter still exists.
Yeah.
You can find me at Punished Hoots. I don't know how long we're all on this sinking ship together. You can find me at Punished Hoots. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hoots, and you can find me on YouTube at Hoots. Again, Hoots YouTube. That's HOOTS, like the sound that an owl makes.
Amazing. Thanks for joining us to talk
Oh my
about
gosh, thanks
this
for having me.
very weird world of like, I don't know, TikTok influencers, whatever. I don't know what this shit is.
I'm both
weird
tickled
shit.
and sad.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess let's all get on TikTok. It's time to boom. It's time to boom. I think is the conclusion here is
my
that
son
it's
already speaks the language of a
to boom.
TikTok influencer, so I might as well just get him on there now.
Does he boom or doom?
Activity.
Does he boom or doom?
No, he just he Giots and Rizzlers and shit.
So he knows the Rizzler. Okay, so he's in that world.